1000 event, the highest tier of tournament on the HSBC BWF World Tour. It's a first round encounter, can you believe it? It features the left-hander Lei Lan Xi up against the defending champion here at the China Open and also Olympic champion Viktor Axelsen. So, of course, with Viktor Axelsen being the number 2 seed, this is the bottom quarter of the draw. Jonathan Christie, the All-England champion, he's also in this quarter as well. In fact, we will be seeing Jonathan Christie as our very next match on court number 1. Well, I think Viktor Axelsen getting just as much of a welcome from the Chinese fans as his Chinese opponent. Viktor Axelsen, fluent in Mandarin. And the Chinese fans are well aware of that he can communicate directly with them in their own language. Won the final last week. 3 days ago, last Sunday, 21-9, 21-12 in 44 minutes. And if you were with us from Hong Kong, you will have heard me say that was the first ever meeting. So this must be only the second meeting between the two players.
Okay, black, and I've red. There you choose. Red, black for you. Like it is. Start this side. Server, receive.
So Viktor Axelsen
okay.
starts the near side of the court, hitting with the drift, as indeed he always does. And for singles players, it's much more difficult playing with the drift because one of the basic tactics of singles is to try and outmaneuver your opponent. And to do that, you need to play the shuttle to all 4 corners of the court. And if you're struggling to control the shuttle to the back of the court, then obviously it's difficult to employ the basic tactics. Hence it's much more difficult playing with the drift in singles. Oh, crikey, I don't know if you saw that, Steen. There was a high serve there from Lei Lan Xi that went way long of the back line, so maybe the drift is not as drastic as we had thought. It certainly was in the last match, wasn't it? And the match before that.
Yeah.
Maybe he just hit it particularly hard. So Viktor Axelsen, the reigning Olympic and 2-time Olympic gold medalist, is the defending champion here. Won the title last year, beating Lu Guangzhou in the final. 30 years of age now, 194, that's 6'4", did spend a total of 183 weeks as world number 1, but as you saw, currently world number 2. Lei Lan Xi went up 5 places after reaching the final last week in Hong Kong to a new career high of 28, and he is playing in his first ever China Open. It's only his second Super 1000 tournament. He played in the Indonesia Open, where he lost in the first round to the eventual champion, Xiu Qi. Victor's coach, Henrik Roda. Our umpire for this one is Seamus Halpin from Ireland, and Jason Fu will be the service judge. So the umpire is just asking for the court to be mocked. before the start of play. So I think everybody's just about ready. I think
Ladies
Lei
and
Lan Xi
gentlemen,
chose to
on my
receive as
right,
well.
Viktor Axelsen, Denmark. And on my left, Lei Lan Xi, People's Republic of China. Viktor Axelsen to serve. Love all. Play.
So it is the defending China Open champion, Viktor Axelsen, who gets this first round men's singles match underway against Lei Lan Xi. Well, a year ago, when Viktor Axelsen won the China Open, it was the only Super 1000 event he had never won. And when you consider that we had 3 Super 1000 events during the pandemic, when we were trying to come back from the pandemic, that we'll never have again, he's the only player
to have won all.
To have won all, and the only player who could win all as the Super 1000 stand at the moment.
Hold server, delay, service over.
Wow.
Fault delay.
One, two.
Yeah.
Well, I think Victor's just got to accept that. We did notice last week that he was taking a long time to serve.
Yeah, he's moving both his arms back and forth. And that can be interpreted as a delay, because when you're standing there, then you're basically ready, so you shouldn't start moving your arms. But we've seen a number of players do it, so
Yeah.
it must be a new procedure, so to speak. So that's going to be interesting to see if that's enforced throughout the tournament.
Right. And of course, we are aware that Viktor Axelsen was caught up in the disruption of flights from Hong Kong on Monday to China because of the typhoon. And we were lucky to get on a flight. We arrived very late at night on Monday evening, having left at 7 o'clock in the morning or 7:30 in the morning. He didn't manage to do so. He only managed to arrive here in China yesterday.
Yeah. But he has been on court here in the arena.
After play finished,
After play finished yesterday, he was in the main hall practicing.
well, that fault called for delay on his serve, I think has really sort of riled Axelsen.
Good shot.
That's nice.
Service over. 3-all.
Now, let's keep an eye on the service now. So when is Axelsen ready to serve actually? Now he's ready.
Yeah. It's going wide. Good net shot.
4-3.
Missed it.
So that was sort of like 3 wiggles from side to side there, and that was allowed by our umpire.
Well, Viktor Axelsen has won his last 2 tournaments, the Olympics last week in Hong Kong. And if you actually look at individual play, oh, that's well taken. His last loss was at the European Championships to Toma Junior Popov, because Whilst he only reached the semi-final of the Singapore Open, he withdrew before the semi-final match. Yes, he lost in the Thomas Cup. But in individual play, you have to go back. So in individual play, he's on a 19-match winning streak.
Oh, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Lei Lan Xi was playing on the presumably better side and making the most of it. That's here. We didn't see it, but that lift there, that's exactly what's needed. Axelsen did what he could. Got to stay close to the net to reach an eventual play to the front court really high, so he doesn't have to lift with the drift.
Challenge here from Lei Lan Xi. I saw it as just wide.
Axelsen was ready to challenge, so he was expecting an in call. But, I haven't got new glasses, just as you have, so I refrain from giving my view on this one. At least I won't be wrong.
Yeah. Good call, line judge.
Service over. 6, 10, play.
Great rally.
It's a very good rally. And I have to say, Viktor Axelsen looked tired at the end of that rally. Look at that. Not his normal movement at all. Axelsen's racket was way over the net anyway. So, in level 6, the advantage in favour of Lei Lan Xi.
推挑的时候，他不让推脱，他有个借位，后场你小心一点。这个 对，好。
So 11-6 the advantage to Lei Lan Xi. Good return of serve. Well, the three previous Super 1000 events this year, the men's singles winners have been in Malaysia, Antonsen, at the All England, Jonathan Christie. In Indonesia, Shi Uchi. That's good defence for the left-hander. Challenge here from Viktor Axelsen. And the last year that Viktor Axelsen failed to win a Super 1000 title, you have to go back to 2019, 5 years ago. And as far as this man is concerned as well, Steen, every year that we've had Super 1000s, which goes back to 2018, he's contested at least one final.
Wow.
He hasn't contested a final so far this year. This is his last opportunity to keep that extraordinary run going. Here we go. Just wide, good challenge. Oh, I thought it was...
No, it was Axelsen who challenged.
It was
wasn't
actually...
Yeah.
It was,
It was the umpire who
yes.
pushed the wrong button.
So I hope that's in the system, that he still has 2 challenges remaining.
Really good start following the interval for Axelsen here. I would think that this is, though, the circumstances, playing conditions that could bode for a first game win for Lei Lan Xi, perhaps even a full match win. But so far, he's been bombed out of the court here in the second half of the first game. He's been way too passive on the service returns.
Still very efficiently put away. Look at this angle and where this smash lands, if we see it. No, couldn't. Axelsen's body was in the way. So back level. 5 straight points after the resumption of play.
That's more like it. That's the right trajectory from Lei Lan Xi. Even if Axelsen could intercept, it would not be a steep shot. It's too much.
Too much time.
Too much time. Too passive lift.
That's well judged. My
Service
goodness.
over, 12 all.
He had a great opportunity, Lei Lan Xi, but he hasn't taken advantage of it so far.
Pressure from the left-hander.
Axelsen hammering away at the backhand defense of Lei Lan Xi. It worked Sunday, and it seems like it's working at least here in the first game as well today, when he's got that much time. I actually think in the first half of the first game he defended reasonably well. Lei Lan Xi.
Way long that drift. That drift is so pronounced. Oh, that's close. Oh, that's a great net shot. Wow, that was miles out. He wouldn't have
It
taken
was.
that.
Great play. Great play by Lei Lan Xi. Staying patient even when he had the chance to attack. Not controlling the lifts at all, Axelsen. Doesn't know what to try. He's so afraid of lifting, he plays back to the net, but Lei Lan Xi is waiting for it. Yeah.
That's very clever from the Chinese player.
Missed it. No.
Right, that was good.
15-18.
That came off the frame. That was completely mistimed. That could prove costly, you know.
Clever serve by Axelsen.
There was no wiggle on that serve at all.
No. And I think that is basically the argument for calling it a fault whenever you start to wiggle it. That it's mainly done to prevent the opponent from knowing when you're serving.
Game point opportunities. 4 of them for Lei Lan Xi of China against the defending champion here at the China Open, Viktor Axelsen.
Yeah, he took a big chance.
Yeah.
Axelsen.
17-20.
Lei Lan Xi wasn't aware He was overcovering that forehand corner. That's a great serve again.
2 game points are coming on.
Yeah.
Only 2 remains there.
And do it one more time. Exactly.
Slammed it in.
And the third time as well. Keep on doing what's working. Why should he serve a low serve? Doesn't give him any advantage. Ooh, he did.
On his 4th game point opportunity, Lei Lan Xi takes the opening game against the defending champion here at the China Open and the 2-time Olympic champion, Viktor Axelsen. 21-19 in 20 minutes.
Nu kan man i hvert fald trykke lidt til den, ikke?
Ja, det kan du. Nej, han vil hele tiden, hver gang du spiller ham den vej ud, så spiller han kort tilbage. Og det er fordi han ikke kan lide at ligge og løfte med den.
Vi skal bare passe på, at jeg ikke kommer til at ligge og bare kun løfte derovre.
Ja, netop. Og det er også fordi, du skal hvor presset, derfor skal du også komme ud. Så der ikke er plads på den forreste del af banen, til at han kan ligge og spille ind nu. Så det er op og vise, ikke fordi du skal stå deroppe, men du skal op og vise ham i hvert fald, du står deroppe. Ja. Og i hvert fald lige vægten fremad, så når du spiller den ind, så kommer du højt på den næste.
Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
Godt arbejde.
Ja, kom så.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20.
So the umpire calls for 20 seconds and the indication for the players to return to court. Lei Lan Xi taking the opening game, 21-19. Viktor Axelsen, the defending champion, has a lot of work to do. And Steen, I think we were able to hear what his coach was saying there. Can you give us a quick translation?
At least some of it, Victor said that at least now I can push it quite a bit, and that's what we're seeing here. There was one specific action I couldn't really see exactly where it was, but where they feel that Lei Lan Xi is doing the same thing. I think maybe it's from the front court, but I'm not sure exactly what the shot is. And what they were most concerned about was that Axelsen needed to step forward so that he was not just lifting and lifting and lifting like we saw Lei Lan Xi do after the interval in the first game. But it was a very positive vibe in the Danish camp there, and rightly so, because I think Axelsen has a good chance of coming back here, playing the better side now.
Lucky net court for Lei Lan Xi. Should have left that.
I think so too, just to get a closer look here in the opening stages. little bit concerning for Axelsen in the first 4 rallies here that he's not really been able to create some bigger openings, getting Lei off balance.
Oh, the umpire wants to have a word again.
Hey.
Axelsen was saying, I'm ready. Missed it. And he's getting a little wound up, is Axelsen.
He doesn't get Lei Lan Xi out of balance in any way. The shots are way too predictable. And Lei is playing it well, playing it into the court, getting it below the top of the tape. So that little extra half step forward is still missing. And is missing some deceptions to the front court.
That was well anticipated.
So 3 rallies and a complete momentum change.
Yes. Steve, do you see Lei Lan Xi the potential to improve quite a bit more? We were talking in Hong Kong about the fact that he was one of the players that really suffered with the COVID situation because he'd come out of juniors, but he hadn't been playing on the World Tour, so his world ranking wasn't high enough. Then the world rankings got frozen, so it was difficult to get into these tournaments. You know, of course, they've got Shi Yuqi and Li Shifeng in both in the top 4 in the world.
Yeah.
Do you see Lei Lan Xi has been a player that's also going to be a top 10 player?
I think it's hard to predict. It takes a lot, but on the other hand, there's some openings at the moment where some players are struggling a bit. Father Time is catching up with others, and some are sort of trying to figure out what's next after the Olympics and so on. So I think we're in a stage here. We'll probably be in it for pretty much the rest of the year, where we're in some kind of transition phase where people figure out, am I going to go on? Am I going to give it a shot? I mean, obviously Axelsen is going to go on. Antonsen, the ones around top 8. There's no doubt about it. But the others, the second stringers, are they finding new motivation, or are they dropping down? And who of these youngsters? And I want to include Lei Lan Xi in the bunch of youngsters because of that COVID break for 3 years where they didn't play.
Thumbs up from Viktor Axelsen there to his opponent's defensive shot.
So who can sort of grow out of the youngsters that currently are below 20 in the ranking? And the youngsters is not so much age, but more of experience.
Yeah. Well, that's precisely why I asked the question, because it is a transition period. We know that. And so I was just interested on your take on Lei Lan Xi.
This must have boosted his confidence last week in
Hong
Kong Open.
Definitely.
And I think that's sometimes needed, that you yourself actually figure out, hey, I can actually do this. Maybe I can't repeat it this week or next week again, but I have what it takes. So if I my attention to detail, if I do my job every day, then I can actually compete. And that's sometimes tough to come across that. We saw it in Japan as well with Alex Lanier. I think things are going to be much easier for him in the future. Some of them might be a little bit more difficult in the short term because now people are going to start targeting him. But there's no doubt that he can do it.
Well, just 1 point in it.
Service over. 10-8.
Looked at one stage in the second game as if Axelsen was going to really open up a big lead. It's not been the case at all.
But now he has left this big initiative to Lei Lan Xi. He is lifting. And that's not the way to do it.
Thank you. 9-10.
I go with it. And now we delay again?
9-10.
Well, Lei Lan Xi was taking an awfully long time, so Viktor Axelsen felt that he could use that time to go and get a drink, and the umpire said no.
Service over. 11-9.
But it is Axelsen who has the advantage, although it's only a 2-point advantage here at the mid-game interval of the second game.
立刻也要轻一点啊，你就对准上打发球线，就对准上打，就是大方块，你不是会打的吗？会打，就对准上打发球线这样打，就可以了，就不会失败了，知道吧？他想发力，这个风大，他还打不准，知道吧？我可以兜着平了就高了。对啊，对啊，就过他，就对准上打发球线就过他就行了，就像打大方块一样上打后场啊。 往前以后，他一直
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
这个一个过渡重点，第二个就是说注意变线啊！你看他现在抓直线来了，好，对角线连。
11-9.
So 11-9, the advantage. I think that he would have preferred a bit more of a cushion.
I think though that he's a little bit lucky that he's in possession of a 3-point. He could have been in possession of a 3-point lead and a yellow card. The way I saw it, Axelsen was really provoking the umpire as I saw it there, trying to also umpire the game. I don't think anybody could have faulted Thomas Halpin had he shown Axelsen the yellow card there.
He's uptight, there's no doubt about it, Axelsen.
Service over. 13-11.
That's well done. Gets the lift eventually. This shot there, okay, that's a bit high, the play from Lei Lan Xi.
Nice shot.
Really?
Off balance when he played that overhead. And this, to me, was partly a tired-looking shot. Ran out of patience. Well done to this man. Playing a clever, tactical game at the moment.
Thank you. Well, 14.
Good play. Chances on the front court there early on, Lei Lan Xi.
It's too high, the clear. It's giving him too much time, isn't it? It wasn't particularly deep either.
Good shot.
This is, I think, where the nerves will really start kicking in with Viktor Axelsen.
Again.
The 2-point lead is not significant, but I'm still saying the biggest probability that he's going to see it off here in the second game.
Service over. 16.
I feel that sometimes when he commits to the front court, it's too much the body that commits. It should
Which
be
one
the
are you
attention.
talking about?
Axelsen.
Okay. It's a super shot. Wonderful.
Service over. 17-14.
Wide and long. Net call. He's missed it. I thought the nerves would kick in. That to me was a nervous miss. Clearly wide. 1 point in it. 16-17.
Good play.
Super. level. 17 all.
Starting to play back at that one, Axelsen.
He's not moving well today, Axelsen, at all.
We don't know if Lei Lan Xi also flew yesterday, or maybe he got out of Hong Kong earlier, depending a little bit on what time you left at the airport. If you were really early, you had a chance.
This is crucial. Good aggression in that rally from Axelsen.
Drag into that last shot there.
Two-point advantage and 2 points away from this second game, and levelling this first round match at 1 game all. Overcommitted there. Oh, it's a super finish for the rally though. But he was living dangerously today. That one.
Yeah, exactly. And somehow he gets his body way too much forward. Much better to just lower the gravity and be mentally focused forward. That's easy for us to say.
Yes. 3 game point opportunities to force a third and deciding game. One game all. 21-17 in the second game in favour of the defending champion, Viktor Axelsen. 43 minutes into the match and 1 game all.
Min eksplosiv, det virkelig ramt.
Ja, så må vi spille med, hvad vi har. Ikke? Ikke spille noget fra. Men ingen tvivl om, at de 30-40 cm mere, den fik indad, så han ikke går op og holder det net hele tiden.
Men her også, han løfter jo ikke mod mig.
Nej.
Og det gør jeg jo heller ikke til sidst, det er også det, jeg skal gøre.
Det er også det, du skal.
Problemet er bare, han ligger og smider de der flade ind.
Jamen, der spiller bare ind.
Jamen, de er gode heroverfra. Ja. Det kan jeg da selv gøre, kan jeg ikke?
Jo, det kan du selv gøre. Du kan også blive ved med at spille, også i mellemspil og spille net. Ja. For lige så snart, at han kommer op og tager net, så er du tvunget til det der at løfte. Så ind med dem der og lad ham spille.
Problemet er, at jeg skal ikke spille vinkel, fordi jeg er så langsom på hans, når han vinkler mig. Når jeg vinkler til nettet, hvis han vinkler mig igen, der hænger jeg jo. Så kan jeg styre, om jeg kan spille ind igen på den. Så der bliver jeg nødt til at spille mere menneskeligt. Det må jeg gøre til at starte med. Altså som den første. Ja. Spil den ind til ham. Ja. Og så hurtigt på den.
Men langt ind. Ikke for kort, så han går op og tager det der.
Nej.
Langt ind.
Jamen det er det.
Så får du heller ikke vinklerne.
Nej, det er det. Ind med det. Kom nu!
Så jeg prøver det.
Ja.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
World Tour
So this repeat of the Hong Kong Open final 3 days ago here in Changzhou is finally poised at 1 game apiece. So there's quite a lot of chat between player and coach on the Danish side.
That was quite interesting. That was a really good discussion they had there. Axelsen said that he felt that today his sort of explosiveness was limited. And it was that we've got to play with what we've got. Then they discussed the shot. That was super interesting. That Axelsen felt that Lei Lan Xi played the backcourt shots when Lei Lan Xi was playing the near side. He was playing the backcourt shots well flat into the court of Axelsen. He says, I can do that myself on this side, can't I? So he was sort of like picking up on what was working for his opponent and saying, this is something I can use as well. That was really interesting. Front court play is going to be important today. Axelsen struggling a little bit with angles, so probably won't go for too many angles himself in terms of not downward shots, but from left to right, right to left on the net. So he wants to keep it more centered at the opening rallies here.
It's interesting. He talked about the fact that didn't have his explosive movement, because I had noticed that earlier on. I said that he didn't seem to be moving terribly well.
That was his shot, I think he talked about from Lei Lan Xi, and he can use it.
And wide.
So close, look at that.
Yeah. That's going to need a fair amount of mopping.
Yes, we can still see perspiration on the court from up here.
And we're at the highest part of the arena. Deciding game, the advantage in favour of Lei Lan Xi.
Service over.
Yeah, determined follow-up.
He was alert to the fact, Axelsen, that in the end of the second game, just before the last 4 rallies, he was probably lifting too much on the far side, and also discussing that Lei Lan Xi would probably not lift to him voluntarily, so a rally like this might be a little bit of a bluff. From Lei Lan Xi's side, that he probably wants to play much more flat and much more front court game.
Wow, quick onto that was Axelsen.
Yeah. Yeah, he had exactly the right spring in the step. interceptions for Lei Lan Xi is working wonders. But I also think what you said, Joel, that the fatigue threshold is closer to Axelsen today than normally, and I think it's got something to do with
Yeah.
that previous attack. Much better just to play it reasonably safe, go to the net, get the attack again, be a little bit more patient. I'm not sure that patience is there.
That's just extraordinary. No wonder Axelsen shakes his head. Going for lines, going for winners. Normally he's so patient in his build-up of each rally. That is perfection.
The movement from the Dane is not looking anywhere near what we saw Saturday.
No,
Sunday.
I noticed it quite early on.
Yeah.
His movement looks laboured. Partly, I guess, from this near side of the court as we look down during the rallies, is because the shuttle is dying in front of him, because the drop shots are landing so close to the net, because, of course, this man is hitting against the drift at the moment.
5-9.
Oi, oi, oi.
It's another example. The block just dies, and Axelsen just simply can't get there in time. He's not moving well, coupled with the effects of the drift.
Tricked into going for the attacks on those shots here. That's basically what he said. He was going to use Lei Lan Xi's shots and play it into the court. Stay patient. He just haven't been able to do it. He's played too good, the left-hander.
It's a 6-point advantage for Lei Lan Xi as the players change ends in this third and deciding game. Well, I was struggling to hear that, Steen. I don't know if you managed to get any of it.
A little bit late into it. Axelsen said he was looking to see if he could score some easy points. And
11-5.
very often a do-or-die situation. Either you get back or you end up being out of it quite quickly.
So 11-5 the advantage to Lei Lan Xi.
That's gone long.
Service over, 6-11.
Well, with this drift, very, very difficult to predict. Indeed, there could be some quick points. You never know.
I think Henrik Rode had overcovered the net to prevent Lei from getting the lift from Axelsen to putting it below the tape. And so far, he's done so. Axelsen.
Axelsen's looked a little off ever since on the very third point of the match. He was faulted for delay on his serve. He's looked irritated, and
it's the sum of the factors: service fall, the flight. Well playing Lei Lan Xi.
yeah, you've got to give huge credit to the left-hander from China.
Of course, when you're 30 years of age and you're in the final, we see Sun Jun here, but outside the picture, Axelsen is stretching. And when you're playing a full week in Hong Kong, then even though if he'd been able to travel on Monday and there was no typhoon and no delays, then it would still have been a challenge to get the body working.
Well, Axelsen immediately appeals to the umpire. Was that a fault? He's waiting for the... Oh, it's close. It's close, isn't it? Oh, gosh, I wouldn't want to sit in that umpire's chair. We get to see it again.
In
slow motion, and we still can't tell. Lei Lan Xi now. Remember, Axelsen has always, ever since the inception of the World Tour, he's always contested at least one Super 1000 tournament final every year until this year. He is the defending champion here at the China Open. 6-point advantage for Lei Lan Xi.
That was the only one Axelsen covered, basically, that shot there. So he's taking some huge risks now, the Dane. Lei Lan Xi, he should surely be able to capitalize on this.
Once again, it's a 6-point advantage to Lei Lan Xi.
That's a challenge.
Lei Lan Xi challenges.
Definitely close, but
well, I couldn't see because we've got a camera in front of us, but
I think
instinctively I thought it was probably in.
I think it might have hit the line.
Here we go.
Definitely one of the worth challenging.
That's a good challenge by Lei Lan Xi.
That was Axelsen who challenged. The line judge had it right.
Oh. Well, they both raised their arm.
Yeah.
Service over. 10-16.
This is important. Now, this is a really important phase now for Lei Lan Xi, because 16-10, that looks like, oh, I should probably win this. But this is the moment that's really dangerous, the way I see it. Hesitation. Also because I think Axelsen perhaps is sort of like, yeah, most of the times I'm not going to win this, but I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So just 4 points in it now. 12-16.
12-16.
Lucky neck forward again for Lei Lan Xi. Creeping ever closer to the goal line. This time, the lucky net call for the Dane. Whoa, my goodness. Had a little think about it.
Wide. No?
Brilliant.
That's a beauty.
Who's going to hold their nerve? Not stepping into those,
no.
Axelsen at all.
Not an easy situation for Lei Lan Xi now. I think he needs a little bit of help to get over the goal line.
6 of the last 7 points to Axelsen.
Yeah.
9-16 down he was. That's close to being delay again.
Yep.
That was a nervous looking defensive shot to me from Axelsen. And now Lei Lan Xi has a 3-point advantage and 3 points away from winning this third and deciding game and causing a major upset. Here we go, this is vital. Oh no, it's clearly wide.
Challenge unsuccessful.
Clearly wide.
One challenge remaining. Service over. 16, 18. Play.
Good shot.
Nice. Missed it. Axelsen can hardly believe it.
I think that was the lock Lei Lan Xi needed.
Look at the reaction. 2 tantalising points away from beating the Olympic champion and the defending champion here at the China Open. Lei Lan Xi. So close. Away. 4 match point opportunities for Lei Lan Xi to reverse the result of the Hong Kong Open final 3 days ago. Viktor Axelsen waits patiently for his opponent to congratulate him and smiles when he must be bitterly disappointed. But what a performance by Lei Lan Xi. He played such a clever match in these desperately difficult conditions. 21-16 in the deciding game in a match lasting 1 hour and 7 minutes. Well, Steve, that was extraordinary.
That was great by Lei Lan Xi to keep his composure there towards the end of the game. Brilliant performance.
Well, as I say, when he was faulted on the 3rd point of the match, Axelsen was visibly irritated, and he never quite looked the same after that. His movement was laboured. He was missing shots that normally is his bread and butter. And look at that reaction. What a fabulous performance by Lei Lan Xi. Confirmation of the score: 21-19, 17-21, 21-16 in the deciding game in 1 hour and 7 minutes.